trustees. And we have a quorum, everyone is here. And so we will begin, if you don't mind, Derek, I'll bother you again. You'll start us with our invocation, and then we'll begin the pledge right after that.
Okay. Let's pray. Dear Lord, we thank you for this day that you have made, Lord, for this time we'll gather here tonight. Thank you for all your blessings, Lord. So many blessings that we have. Thank you for who you are to us on the mountains and the valleys, through it all, Lord. Thank you that you're here with us. And God, we ask tonight for your guidance, your direction, your wisdom to be in every decision we make, that you guide our steps, our thoughts. Pray for our blessings for our teachers, our staff, our students, this community, Lord. Let your blessings be on us. May we pray. Amen.
Now, if we will all stand for the pledge, we're going to face the flag, hand over heart, and Rhett's going to lead us off.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for coming and doing that.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's great
wonderful.
job. Did you almost say the Texas flag right after it because we're used to saying that?
Make sure you get some goodies before you leave, please.
Okay.
Talking.
I saw him on it.
Okay, so next is citizen participation. Do we have anybody sign up for that?
Thank you for having me.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Thank you.
Okay, so then we'll move to number 5, consent agenda.
If anyone has had a chance to read the minutes, I know Ms. Morris has, and it's helped us with them, and there are 3 sets in there, or 4, I guess, really, if you count the public hearing for canvassing. I just drew lines down at the bottom for y'all to sign off on that, just for, in case the auditors ask. In comparison of the revenue to the budget, we're right on target. Everything's going well. We are, we have June, July, and August to get through, but the money for the salaries has been accrued, so we're in really good shape and should be able to pay for our summer projects, and which I will tell you that they are underway. The light people were here today, the plumbers were here today. I don't know what all David was saying, we're here today, so things are getting done. And the tax collections, were there, we collected $63,680.88 since the last board meeting, which, as I said earlier, puts us really ahead of schedule where we normally are this time of year. Well over 99% of our taxes are collected for the year. Part of that, as you'll recall, sometimes we'll go over 100% in a lot of years, because when people pay delinquent taxes, and that counts as a tax collection for this year. But I think it's really good.
I think I've asked this in the past before. What happens to people who don't pay on time and they get charged a fee, and we get that
There's
as
a
well,
penalty.
right?
There's a penalty.
take a
Part of
portion
that
of-
goes to our tax collector, that, but part of it comes back to us.
Okay, does anybody have any questions? All right, looking for a motion to approve.
I'll make a
Consent.
motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Okay.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor? Okay, so we'll move to 6.1, and I'm not sure what will be here. We've very kindly given the principals the June and July meetings off, unless they have something that they want to come and report on.
I will tell you, Mr. Kaplan sent a little thing that, I think he had shared this with John at the newspaper, and so he just written up the De Leon High School State of the Campus by the numbers. These were his test scores, which he is celebrating, and well, he should. Lori, did send something over, and, I got it just as I walked out the door. So I didn't run it off for you, but she says that based on the latest information provided by TEA on the passing scale, here are our current preliminary results. Third grade, ELA is 98, math 95, fourth is 92, math will be 86, fifth grade will be 100%, and math will be 98, our science scores would be 93. We will know more about that for sure mid-August. What day, late?
Yeah, it's gonna be later.
Later in August, and the same thing
These
with
are
middle
just
school.
preliminary.
We just, are amazed that, like,
What was 100% in fifth grade?
English
The
language
English
arts.
language arts, even with the writing and all that,
We did well. That's preliminary results. At the end of this week, she says she has 10 teachers who will be going to a conference, and I love the name of this conference. It's called Get Your Teach On. It's in Dallas. Lori's going to go, and the title of hers is Get Your Lead On. They'll all be at the same location, and they're really looking forward to it. The teachers they loved having the week off after, all the students went home, because they've already transformed the campus pretty much. And next year is going to be a Candyland, from Candyland to the Best of the West. And, so they took all of that candy stuff down, and it's gonna be Best of the West. And, by the time school starts, it'll be just beautiful. She did, interview her music teachers last week. She found a great one, we think. We had 2 really good applicants, and, she's, recommending Diane Taddeo. Is that how she said her name? Taddeo, Diane. She came in the office this afternoon, and I did meet her. She's very excited about it and energetic, and so, I think that you'll, really enjoy her. I think, I told Cheryl just now that I think maybe this was a good thing. Ariel came in and was here with us a year, and we probably suspected, since her husband works in Stephenville, that she would, when a job opened over there, that she would go there, and that happened. But now that we've had a year after Mr. Green, so this new one will be compared with him so much, so I think it'll be a really good fit. She's very, very, very excited about it. I did not get anything from Amber. One of her daughters broke a tooth last night, and she was at the dentist's office because she was screaming. So if you've ever had a toothache, you can empathize with
I think she has,
a little one.
yes, I think she has her full set
But she has,
of teachers
she
now,
is,
so she's happy
she
about
is
that.
staffed, she's very pleased with the teachers she's hired. It was interesting today, first thing this morning, Ms. Lopez drove up in her truck with all these boxes of last year's stuff, and I said, "What are you doing?" She said, "I am getting rid of this and starting all over." Well, then I looked out, and here comes Melissa with all these boxes, and I said, "Melissa, you didn't bring your own wagon." We had to go find a dolly to unload hers, but they're cleaning out, they're getting ready for the start of the new year, so we're very, very blessed to have everybody on board and get ready to go, so it's going to be a good year.
All right, let's move to 6.2, the safety audit update.
And, Chuck is at a conference right now, safety, so that's he sent me the agenda to share with you all, but I didn't share it. I mean, I didn't think you cared about what he was gonna do at 8:30 and 9:30 and, but
Right.
anyway, he is at a safety conference right now, so, that's where he is. We told you at the last meeting that, now all 3 of our campuses have the unannounced audit from the state, and all 3 of them, passed with flying colors. Nobody was able to get into our campuses, including the drug dog that came to bring the drug dog through, but we did let him in finally.
I was trying to think, I was gonna tell y'all if I can find it, the next meeting, if y'all would wanna come to those. I
When is the next safety meeting, you know, it's.
It's not right offhand,
It's
he's
July.
got one
It's
for the
sometime in
summer.
July.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I thought I put it in my calendar this time, so I wouldn't accidentally miss it. But anyhow, there's another one coming up, and we can find out, and then he can let us know. They're interesting. Okay, so the next one is, 6.3, SHAC report, Casey Bellamy.
Casey was not able to make it, she was out of town, so I'm gonna do it for her. Okay, it's just kind of a rundown of the year, we have to meet several times a year, 4 times for sure. And this is just, all the meetings together. Casey is the chairperson, she's done a fabulous job this year as, running the SHAC. We have to review a lot of different things, the wellness plan, it was time to go over that, it was reviewed and approved. The PE curriculum, we just reviewed what we were using, especially at the elementary school. All the little programs that the counselors do, the materials and what they're doing has to go through this committee. And, on the suicide, the opioid, all of that, and it was approved, you know, the programs that they presented. Character Ed, they had new programs this year on all the campuses, ran through the committee, they approved it. We went over the minimum standards they had changed on the bullying, and so the committee looked through. It was just approved by the state after we had gone over this. Kay and Tori, they set up a table at the elementary fun night to kind of promote the SHAC and what the SHAC does. We had a really big group this year that showed up, and it was very productive. They recommended we get get a few more AEDs and a portable one that you can carry different places. And they were ordered in February and we still hadn't got them. I emailed a few weeks ago, they said 1st of June. Well, here it is, the middle of June. I'm gonna email them again to see. I figure they know who I am by now. But we had a lady from the Texas Department of State Health Services. She came in, she kind of talked to the counselors about the programs that they have to offer, that they can come in. And we even had a couple of people from the State Department that came back at the end of the year. They just liked our SHAC committee, they liked what we were doing, and they wanted to be a part of it. The counselors, they reported on the needs assessment that they conducted, on the mental health, and it's a lot of different things, but they reported that to the SHAC. And here's the main thing, and I put a little information, as y'all can see, about the fentanyl. This was, I guess it was just, Casey was real passionate about it, and really, she brought our attention to it before it started coming on the news and everything, about how bad it really was, the different things. And she has taken this on and done a fabulous job with it, and, we decided to order the Narcan, and it took forever to get it here. We got 24 units, I believe. It was 2 units. That's, I don't know how much y'all are aware about the fentanyl and the Narcan and all that. I know Rachel, but anyway, we did get it in at the end of the year. And so, we're gonna put it on the different campuses next year. And, this Brian Welch, offered to come and train the teachers and the kiddos on the fentanyl and the Narcan and everything. So we're gonna continue that. It's really a good thing. It's a scary thing, but I'm proud of Casey taking this and going with it. So, y'all have any questions? They're doing a lot of good work, that committee is, and so the counselors show up every time and meet, and it's just really doing some good things.
Thank you so much.
When Ms. Allen mentioned that she had to call these people back again, it jogged my memory to tell you that when we looked at the budget, I think probably transportation shows that it was overspent. we did get that grant, we still don't have the money, and I call them every week, and so
And
I
you
will,
said that you
I
were
will,
having to chase them.
I will continue to call them every week, and one of the reasons is Mr. Thompson calls me every week, but, and Ally, because they both push on me. But we're going to get it, we have it in paperwork that we have been approved. I feel like they're just dragging their feet, but we'll get it.
Yeah, I remember you said that, I think, in the May meeting, that you were having to fight for that one. 6.4, board training?
Well, I'm happy to say that everyone on the board got 1.5 hours of training for the video that we watched, and I thought it was very informative, I thought it was very good, and so I'll continue to look for those kinds of things for us so that we can do those, so.
Okay, 6.5, we're to the teacher salary schedule, pay increase for the exempt and non-exempt employees as well.
Thank you for adding the S on the back of it, even though I didn't.
Did I, I didn't even, well, I have these glasses on, to tell you the truth, I'm not actually reading this. I'm just kind of making it up because I really can't
Well,
see.
I added the S on it, but, okay. We've got the salary schedule, and, I think the reason Ally's still here, she's wondering what she's gonna need to do when she gets to the office in the morning. And the pay increase schedule, the one that's in your packet is no good, so just follow that one up. The one that was in the yellow box that Mr. Thompson gave you, the yellow folder is the one that's good. So that one, that was just a preliminary one that he had sent me, when I did the board package, but I folded mine up, so I won't even look at it again. But the one that's in your board packet, in your yellow folder is good.
Okay, so y'all got that top one that says 23, 24.
And it says approved, but that, he asked me if he needed to change it, and I said, y'all could.
Right,
I mean, that didn't mean anything.
So if you look at, pay grade 0, so you see the state minimum is 33,660, and then if you move over to the next section, it says DeLeon ISD minimum, and that's that 42,000, so that's that starting off point that we were just discussing, that includes the additional $2,000 that would be the 5% increase. And then it just steps up from there, each year of experience under your belt, and or, depending on what you have, a bachelor's, master's.
And the columns out to this side are the ones that work more days. Some of our people work more days, like
So,
coaches.
and I think this is last year's, the old ones are here for you to look at, they were in that folder, but she's broken out here where you can see the different, examples of that, the 197 days, the 207 days, or the 226 days, so those different columns, correspond to that. So y'all let me know if you've got questions, or? I mean, I think, and he said we could go higher, but he said he liked the 5% increase, that felt comfortable, and I think it sounds really good.
I agree. It's an increase. We're saying it's an increase. We want them to have an increase. But it's something we can live with too.
And you already gave them the $600.
We did, and it, just if something were to happen, we can always go back and we can add a little bit more if we,
Yeah,
if we
just
need
like
to.
we
If
did the
we find out
600.
later everybody did go ahead and all the surrounding areas did increase, when they said they weren't going to, or they increased higher than they said they were going to, we can always add on.
Did they tell the teachers that we were doing that before school? No.
Yeah, at convocation, at the, what do we call it, in the school, awards thing.
Okay.
Service award.
Service awards, at the service awards, we told them that.
I know, like in private industries, typically, in my career, that usually like your raise is anywhere from 1% to 3%, so this is nice to be able to do more than that, and especially since account already, so maybe they'll actually get to see a little bit of a raise.
Well, insurance is gonna go up, we don't know how much yet, but it is.
And we still have that piece hanging out there, I think Pete was a big one for that, let's wait and see what it is, and then we'll see if we can
Well,
increase, we're paying
I hate
300 at this
to-
point.
I hate to say a dollar amount, because
Right, so until we know, but then we can.
you say $50 and it goes up 150,
Yeah.
that's a slap in the face.
Right, right.
To me,
Yeah.
but
Okay, does anybody have any further questions on it?
Just curiosity, what is the average number of years of our teachers? Put them all together. I mean, do we have
We're probably,
long-term or short-term? Just,
we're pretty mature, we're pretty mature. The ones that leave are pretty much the young ones.
Yeah.
You know, so the ones that stay for, 4 or 5 years, they're still with us. We have a seasoned group.
so most of them would fall somewhere in this
Right in the middle.
5 to 10, somewhere in there.
And then, so for the pay increases for exempt and non-exempt employees, that's 5% as well, correct? Is that what we
Well,
discussed?
from the
Everybody is-
midpoint.
Okay,
From the midpoint.
Okay.
Some people got very little and some people got more, depending on where your midpoint was. And only Mr. Thompson knows where that midpoint is. I've not been able to figure that out exactly, but this is.
but everyone's covered,
yeah,
everyone
that
gets.
midpoint's just a weighted average. isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's,
He has a block of, this is how much, like, principals are gonna make from this much to this much, so he gives them 5% from that midpoint.
okay.
They were down at
So a
lower
basic
end, and
average,
they'd get more.
a weighted average, I
Yeah.
guess you'd call it more than.
For what it's worth, I went through those numbers maybe a year ago, and I think a third of your staff, and that includes principals, at least a third of them are in that very end area. So I think without a doubt, you have to be smack in the middle, because a third of them are 20 years plus, at least, more than that. Cause I just looked at that.
Years ago, it was real popular to have early retirement plans and for people to retire and some of the people I knew that went through those said it really hurt them educationally because of their experienced teachers just weren't there to lead the young ones.
Okay, if everyone's ready.
You wanna talk to the next one?
6.6, the discussion of revamping our website.
Okay, we've talked about this a lot. Mike has, researched this and had, I guess webinars on it with several people. I was not able to attend that webinar, but Mike is here today and Rachel's come with him for moral support. And Lisa's here. Lisa watched the webinar, so, Mike, you wanna talk about it?
And you can stay from.
If you wanna stay seated,
Yeah.
you can, and
Yes.
you wanna stand up.
Yeah, I was really impressed with it within about 5 minutes of our first Zoom meeting. The biggest thing is, of course, we'll get a, more modern looking, mobile friendly website. They'll also give us a brand new mobile app, which we currently have one, but it's old. It's basically just links to the website, so it's not
Right.
big. And it'll also replace our, phone call system and email for getting messages out to parents.
Oh, really?
So it's everything all in one. And the biggest thing is how much faster we'll be able to get, word out to parents. We go to, right now, we have to, you go put it on Facebook, I'll log into the school messenger and type up a phone call, and then we go here. Make sure what we're putting out looks like the same thing the elementary and high school are saying, so. This, you go to one place, you type up the one message, and you click on what all you want it to go to. If you want, put it on the website, put it on the app, send a text message to parents. This will also let us text instead of just phone calls and emails to parents.
That's so good.
So you go to one place, type it up, send it out We will be able to do away with our current phone call system, which is about $2,800 a year, since this will be included with it, so it won't completely, there should be one of these with the initial cost and then the annual renewal fee.
Thank you. I think everybody's got, yeah.
The biggest chunk of that first year is the development, but they will do all the work migrating our current content to the new one. So all the required postings, all the, time-consuming things we had to put, all that will get migrated over, and they'll do all that for us.
So, Mike, I probably should have asked you this ahead of time, but, do you have money in your budget right now that you could go ahead and order this year? Or can we just budget for the next year in it?
Part of it, but not entirely.
He said he wouldn't bill us until September,
Wouldn't bill us until September? Okay.
60 days after he signed the contract for it.
And if we go ahead and move forward with them before July 1, the price in this packet is $2,500 off, just so they can get started on it quicker, it helps them out.
Well, when we talked about budgets today, we did put that in the next year's budget, so that is, this amount is included in the
Okay.
budget. I just happened to think about maybe he had a little money he had squirreled back that he could pay for some of it, but we did put it in next year's budget, so in case y'all, approve it tonight. And then the next year, it'll be a
Right.
smaller amount.
Yes. Okay.
This is just a startup, it's, was it 18,000?
8.
8,000, see, that's a bargain.
So it'll have the new layout,
18,000.
be more easily, able to navigate through. It'll pull over all the necessary postings, that's a big one, and it'll have the mobile app development, and then it'll also have the call texting, and replace that. Okay.
Is it something that you use also for like teachers too, like if you have like school closures, do you send out like a mass something to teachers?
Yes, it goes to all, like, you can customize what groups it goes to, like all staff and students,
Okay.
just high school. Rachel spent a lot of time looking around at other district sites, and there's several around us that do have it already, Strawn, Louisville. and Eastland.
So, anything then that on the website, that something new and you wanna put it up, who does that?
That's the other great thing about this, is we'll be able to give access to do that to more people. Right now, all the web editing is done by us, cause we just have the one account, but we'd be able to, give front office staff access, and they can, post things, and, Miss Ivy was asking all last year if there was some way she could like update her counseling page. And we don't really have teacher pages anymore, but this would give her access to, keep up with her own page whenever she wanted. We did away with, Mr. Miller's band page, cause it was just, too much to keep up with, but he can, create one of those again if he wanted to. Yearbook could have their own webpage, and they could edit it, and it does have an approval process, so that, people can't just go put anything, it'll come to us before we say, okay, that can be posted.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And another thing is, there will be a mobile app to be able to edit anything, so if he needs to post something on the website, he'll be able to have that and not have to be near a computer.
Currently, like, something came up and she wanted me to give a phone call out, and I was driving, and I was like, well, I have to wait till I get home and I get my laptop out, I get logged in, and I gotta type it up. This, I'd be able to just, stop what I'm doing and have a mobile app to do any updates or phone calls, so.
I cannot stand like when I go to like, I get that text, your daughter has let's go with, she has a missing grade rather than anything below a certain average. So, I mean, it is such a pain, that's one thing that I don't like about what we currently have is that, but you said this incorporates that part in there as well, as far as like grades and things like that, does it have that part of it too?
That is, all through Ascender, our student information system.
Yeah, that's a different.
And you can, I believe you can customize.
You can.
When you log in as a parent, you can customize what messages you do and don't get, and in what form. And this will be way more mobile friendly, like if you pull up our website now on a mobile device, it's not that easy to navigate, because that's one of their biggest things is, people don't necessarily have a desktop computer at home
The
anymore.
majority of people are looking at it on their cell
On their
phone.
mobile
They are,
device,
yeah.
so that's.
I think this is
gonna be-
great.
You'll be able to
Big
see like
benefit.
menus, any live feed or like anything they wanna put immediately, like if it's after a game and they're like, oh, yay, we won.
Yeah.
They'll be able to do that,
That's
so
neat.
it'll be like instant and it's connected to like Facebook, you can connect it to Facebook or Twitter or Instagram, whatever you have, and, like you said, you have those pages, and so there will be somebody in charge of each page, and then they can go and immediately post that quickly, so everybody will get it.
They only sent one of these, otherwise I've given each of y'all one, but this was just a, a quick mock-up they did after our first meeting of what they would look like.
No, that makes sense. I keep passing things to that in, I'm sorry, guys.
We didn't wanna see it anymore.
How many of them did you look at?
As far as like actually meeting with a salesperson.
No, it's down here.
Just looking.
It's on.
Oh.
Are there gazillions out there, or are there just a few?
There-
Really just a few right now, cause I think they're just trying to like get it out there and like incorporate everything, technology changing so fast and trying to incorporate everything. I don't think that there's that many out there, there's a few that we did look at, but this one like really stuck out to us. And like you said, I really did look at a ton of different, anytime we played a different school, I looked to see if they had any updates or anything was connected to Facebook, and, so, the ones that I did see, like Eastland, Lincolnville, and Strawn, I was really impressed with it, it was very interactive and easy to find things, and so that's what I really liked about it.
How nice he is.
He's
What are we paying for our internet service? Just one
He
platform?
said Cody, he said he's.
It's,
That's okay, she's sharing.
we paid $1,500, I believe, in 2017 to do an upgrade from what we had when I started in 2014.
Okay,
And that we haven't had a recurring cost for
no
that.
annual.
We have to pay, just to hold our domain name, DeLeonISD.net, but we pay that like 10 years at a time, so it doesn't.
Yeah, good, that's cost saving
So-
to go as far out as you can. Okay, great. Well, let's move into action items, if you guys are ready. Yes, thank you very much for coming and presenting that, we appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
7.1 is consideration and approval of donations and gifts to the district.
We were blessed by the De Leon Radio Association, gave $3,800 for academic awards, and that was a result of our rodeo being a success, even though it rained. But we needed the rain. De Leon Free Press donated $300 for academic awards, and ATPE, which is our teacher organization, donated $250 for academic awards. So
Wonderful. Okay, we're
I would
looking
ask
for,
you to approve those.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the donations for June 2023.
I'll second it.
okay, all those in favor? Yes. Okay, that moves us to 7.2, consideration and approval of the MOU with West Texas Workforce.
We presently have this memorandum of understanding with West Texas Workforce. The high school people, it's high school oriented, and they love it, and they want to continue this. Lisa, you might want to.
Yeah, I want to hear that.
Yes. Actually, it's with the Workforce Solutions, and they have an advisor that comes in and works with the students. Y'all probably heard of Miss Julia, and we're gonna lose Miss Julia, but she assures me she has someone just as good as she is to come in, and she talks with these kids on FAFSA and just getting them college ready. and she follows them all the way to college, and it takes a load off of the counselor. But it also, the whole purpose is to get those, outcome bonuses up, which means that when you have, our graduates, our kids getting them CCMR, college ready, and, you know, that, we get bonuses if it's depending on the subtopic these kids are, you know, in special ed, or do the different things. And you get more money for different situations on getting these. And as Mr. Thompson said, I think y'all heard him say in the budget, 29,000 in CCMR coming in. Well, this is where this is budgeted, and actually, we already have it budgeted, you know, if y'all go ahead and do it in that. And honestly, she's probably helped a lot with getting that CCMR up that high. And I think as we're coming off COVID, it's even gonna go higher with these kids. We, you know, it's get them in here, get them on their FAFSA, even if they're going to, you know, the technical schools and different things like that. She was amazing with these kids and following through, because a lot of these kids don't have anyone that can guide them on the next step after high school. So it's very, very a bargain.
And we've had this contract, and, I mean,
Yes,
this is like, how many
this will be
years?
the third year,
Yeah.
third year.
Tyson used her, Dr.
Oh,
Ball, like,
she's
she's
great.
great, and she's really, patient, and the kids just loved her. She helped us a lot, and even, you know, I mean, I've been to college, it was a lot.
Yes.
So,
there's
you
a
know, I
lot.
wasn't familiar with the FAFSA process, so she helped me too, but she was, and then even when, after he had graduated, he was able to, email her, she answered questions and helped him get what he
She's
needed
been up
to
here
school.
this summer,
Yeah, she's
helping
great.
kids and meeting with kids and doing things, and she has advanced in the program. And, she loves us, and she's gonna find somebody for this area that's gonna be, that will do what she did, and, yes, she's great.
Lisa tells me that 18,000 is a bargain.
Oh, it's a bargain.
Mhm.
It's a bargain.
Ask for you to approve it.
I'll make a motion, for the approval of the MOU with West Texas Workforce.
I'll second.
Thank you. All those
Was
in
that-
favor? Derek?
Derek.
Okay, 7-0. Okay, now we're to 7.3, the consideration and approval of salary schedules and pay increases for employees. I think we've already covered it in pretty good detail. See, anyone have any other questions, or are we ready to? Okay,
I'll make a motion that we approve the salary schedule and pay increases for the employees.
I'll second.
okay, and all those in favor of 7.3? Okay, and we have, 2 abstaining. Okay, 7.4 is consideration and approval to revamp the website. So if there's no questions, is everybody ready to, looking for a motion on that?
I'll make the motion to revamp the website with the proposed aptitude.
Thank you, sir. Second?
I'll second it.
I'm gonna give that to Cody. All those in favor? All right, 7-0.
Thank you.
Thank y'all so much.
Thank y'all.
I'm excited.
It
Yay.
was nice.
Now get to work.
Y'all are gonna.
You need to go home and get some work.
I've been working, I've been brainstorming.
Yeah, those still shots in that packet, they look, make sure we're good.
Yeah, it was
Intuitive.
amazing.
We can do one redesign each contract year, so if we're tired of it in a couple years,
There you go.
give
Freshen
us
it
a
up.
fresh look.
That's
So-
awesome.
Yeah.
Well, very good work.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we're gonna move on to 8 personnel, 8.1.
I've listed the resignations that we've had for the last month. Heather Williams, moved away. We really hated to lose her. Morgan Montgomery, I think she was getting married.
She got engaged, yeah.
Got engaged. Ariel, as I said a little while ago, her husband worked in Stephenville and she was our music teacher. Tara Kellum is kind of moving, but she's just moving over to the co-op. That's not on here yet because I only got the recommendation today, but we knew it was coming. She had to resign first. And Jacqueline Radcliffe was with the co-op, and she has an opportunity to stay home with her baby. So those, and then we are asking, I'm telling you that we have gotten contracts for Kinsey Garcia. Kinsey was gone for a year, and she's back as a teacher. She will not be coaching. She'll be teaching language arts at the 8th grade. Cami Southall will teach 8th grade science. Mandy Stokes will teach 6th grade science. And BJ Hollis is a high school teacher / coach. And I don't know exactly what he's going to teach right now. Mr. Chaplin and Coach Marwitz are working that out. And Dakota Shirley is going to be a teacher coach. And then Jody Cohen, who is one of our graduates and is finishing college in August. She'll be going through the certification program. She's going to come over to the high school and do the high school special ed and take Tara's place. And I'm so proud of her. She's worked for us as an aide at the elementary school and had very good training over there. And so we're just really pleased that she's going to be coming over there. So that's what's happening in our world.
Dr. Merrill, is that everybody that you need, or do you still need?
Well, we may have a couple of aides, but I am not sure whether some paraprofessionals, but I think we're just about through, aren't we?
As far as contract.
As far as contracted employees, we are through. But we may have, we actually, this week hired, and that's not on here because I don't normally bring the non-contracted employees, but we replaced a cafeteria lady, one retired, Bonnie Paget retired. She's still gonna drive the bus for us, but she's not gonna work in the cafeteria. And so we hired a lady named
Carolyn.
She's a local lady, and she's.
Okay, do y'all know Evan Johnston, his first girlfriend,
Oh,
Grindle,
Grindle.
Carolyn Grindle, yes ma'am.
Oh,
Yes.
when she's my age.
Yes.
Oh, I know Carolyn.
She's
Carol
Very,
Carlin.
very
Yeah,
nice,
she's
she's
really,
super
yeah,
excited.
she's excited about it.
She's good, she's a good person.
And I think
Yes.
it'll be a really good match for the elementary school cafeteria, so, and that's an important job, guys, I'm telling you, it really is.
You said elementary cafeteria?
Mhm.
You bet it is.
It really is.
Horror stories that I get coming out.
Well, that one is gone.
I don't know if they're true, but I get them.
Well,
It's funny, I've never heard anything.
Oh, man, my kids eat in there a lot.
Oh, mine do too.
I
All
don't,
my kids
well,
eat.
mine is a picky eater. He kinda complains a little bit about food.
I
Man,
think that,
The one that,
it's
anyway,
it's
we're-
funny to hear him.
it is,
hear him tell
I think this
stories.
lady is gonna be a really nice addition.
I think if I'm not mistaken, that this Mandy Stokes is gonna be the daughter-in-law of our Stokes that taught us Rachel.
Oh,
okay.
Yes, that
Yeah.
is, I'm almost positive that
I
that's
believe
right.
she came from Stephenville Christian
So
School.
she would be the daughter-in-law
White
of
Horse.
David,
Oh,
and
White Horse,
and our
yes, yes,
teacher
yes.
would be David's mother.
I thought
Mrs.
she was
Stokes.
David's
Yeah,
daughter-in-law.
yeah,
I
yeah,
thought that
I
was
believe that's
okay.
right. She's gotta be, if she's a Stokes coming out of Stephenville, she's gotta be.
Yes.
Anyway, those are the things that have happened in our life.
Right.
And the
I don't
other,
know when, if this is the right time to ask, but she asked, what about maintenance, another person for maintenance? I know this is probably not the exact time, but David talked about could always need
well,
another person.
So I think Mr. Thompson had said earlier that he had met with, multiple principals and, David and had gone over and made sure, and so whatever it is that's presented right now, that's what they were saying they
Okay.
were comfortable with at this point in time. But I think that's always, a possibility for the future if he.
sometimes in the summer, we hire, temporary, we have not this summer because most of the summer projects that we've planned, or we're hired outside people to do. I will tell you that our maintenance guys right now are replacing the restrooms in the middle school. So, when they get there, the front restrooms will be new fixtures and look very different from the other ones, so the middle school.
That's great,
Yeah.
because they had not been redone since I went to school there.
No, I'm sure
That's
not.
been a while.
I was the first 6th grade class in
You
there.
were.
Well, they're redoing them, new stalls, new sinks, new toilets and everything, so. So, anyway, but we are doing that in-house. But with this year with the rain, of course, in the past, we haven't had to mow very much. But now,
This year, wow.
this year, we, you can
Yes.
turn around and it's, yeah,
Mhm.
but he did, Mr. Thompson did meet with David and talk about it, so, but sometimes we do hire temporary people to help. And that just comes out of substitute, salary.
Okay,
And then, did I put out my,
it's not on the back here, but do you think you emailed it as a part of the attachment?
was it not in the box?
Maybe, is it in the folder?
Maybe, maybe they're right here. I left them over there by your table, didn't I?
A bunch of stuff over there.
I'm sorry. Okay. It's just my report. I'm just gonna pass them out.
Okay, that is item 8.3, and that leaves us with only number 9, adjournment. Who is the lucky winner of that one?
I move we adjourn.
Okay, second.
You missed your chance.
I'm not ready to go home, ain't got nothing to do.
Okay,
Who's the?
and there's your.
Oh, thank you, I just kinda was
I'm
writing it
so
here.
I didn't hear a second.
Oh,
I'll second.
Here we go, two, okay, and all those.
I was just like.
Actually, I have one of these
746.
in my folder that I got from you.
Oh, no,
Yes.
this is a new one.
Everybody in favor of adjourning? There we go, and yeah, it's 7:46.
I do you one every quarter.
Okay.